welcome back, or welcome for the very first time to Worms and Warriors. We're back with Grand Tactician The Civil War. We're going into our 4th episode of the Confederate campaign. As always, this video is chaptered, so you can skip ahead to wherever you want to go to. As a starting point for this video, I'm going to just quickly recap what happened in the last episode. Basically, Lyon, with his army of the West, came down from Missouri, like from Rolla, I think he was at, or Springfield. He came down and engaged us just north of Carrollton. After a hard battle, we did end up losing that fight, and we've now withdrawn back towards Carrollton in Arkansas. Luckily, we do have a supply depot there, the Fayetteville depot, which will resupply this army. Price commanded this army, and I've replaced him with Earl Van Dorn because Price is now disgraced. So Van Dorn has got charge of this army. I've had to do some rearranging, and I've had to scrape up some troops from places. So what I've done is I've scraped out the garrisons from Texas. So there's a couple of hundred men in each, so 146 there, 138, 143, 285, and another 134. These guys I'm going to put together and stick them in here with Parsons or one of the other brigades, just to get them up to strength, because these are tiny, tiny units. As you can see, 462 men there under Slack, 789 under Waitman. It's just not, it's no good. The Yanziska Legion here, 1,900 men. They did well in that last battle. Suffered 369 casualties, but inflicted 776. That's some pretty good going here. Colin Campbell's Cannibals, they took a bit of a battering, but still held their own. Yale County Rifles did very well. Lost 413 men, but inflicted 587, which is okay. Our problem is we're short on weapons, we're short on equipment, we're short on everything, basically. So once these guys arrive, plus the Florida Brigade is on its way as well, so that's going to take Van Dorn up to somewhere around 11,300 men, I believe. That's just... yeah, so he's got 9,300 at the moment, and he's going to have about 11,300. Plus, I've advanced the game by 1.3 days. You might recall that that was the time it was going to take for Militia Act 2 to come through, and I figured I might as well just advance time a little bit so I can then do the recruiting, rather than playing the episode for 5 minutes and then, you know, having to stop and do all the recruiting bits. So time has moved on by 1.3 days. Militia Act 2 is in effect, so I have got some new recruits that I've placed into the recruiting depots. I've selected Government Funding 1 as our next policy. So, yeah, so we're going to hopefully improve our finances a little bit. From there, I'm thinking about taking on Industry 1 or Military 2 with a view of moving into conscription. We'll see how that goes. But we are definitely lagging behind in manpower. So we've got 41,800 fielded. They've got 78,000. Now I'm assuming that doesn't count the guys I've lined up for recruiting. So let's just have a quick look. So the Trans-Mississippi depot, recruiting depot, has got about 7,000 men coming into it. 7,380 to be exact. We've got Pierce's brigade coming. They're going to be there in 10 days. Guys from Texas. We've got Stand Wady's regiment coming in, Indian Territory troops, as requested by Philip Hughes, who always likes these guys. We've got the Missouri Fighting Irish under Colette Leventhorpe, which I thought was interesting. Let's check this guy out. Look, he served in the British Army before the war, so I thought that was an interesting little thing. So you got like a British guy who's going to be commanding this army, this Irish unit from Missouri. We've got Jeff Davis International Brigade, requested by, let me just double check, Venator. Venator? I'm not sure how you say that. Venator, a long-time viewer of the channel, commanded by Heros von Bork. Coming from Texas, they are outfitted as requested. If that's not what you want them to do, let me know. So that's Jeff Davis International Brigade. They're coming into this Trans-Mississippi Theatre as well. Going to be some hard fighting. Oh, and then we've got the Fort Arbuckle Garrison, which again I'll shift on to the front and integrate them into another unit, because it's only a 137-man unit. So that should help bolster up the Trans-Mississippi some. Lyon's going to have 23,000 men, give or take. I mean, we're not 100% sure. And with our recruiting, we should be able to match that, more or less, somewhere close anyway. Moving across now, so Nashville, Tennessee, this kind of area. We've got Fort Hyman, we've got Fort Donaldson, and Fort Henry, of course. I don't know what that is, yep. So I've got some guys getting recruited into Fort Henry. I don't know why he keeps doing this, but the garrisons keep coming off and he can't seem to click on it. Fort Henry there. So we're going to have 1,500 men coming into here from Kentucky. I mean, obviously it's not a huge force. Fort Donaldson's got nobody, just their kind of resident artillery. Same with Hyman. I may end up adding some troops into there. I'm not sure. Because the plan for me is actually, I'm going to take Johnston's army and march them up here to take Louisville. And I'm hoping Kentucky will flip and secede to the Confederate States. I don't know if it will happen, but that's the aim. And actually, that's what I'm going to just implement right now, just so I remember. I'm going to go up there on the train, hopefully take Louisville. I don't know if they will, but because there's only 1,600 of them, but that would be nice. We have got troops still moving in. We've got the Bayou Bushwhackers moving in still. They're going to be 12 days. Benning's artillery's on the way, the 1st Pulaski Battery. We've got Anderson's brigade coming from that force down in Florida. They're due in 4 days. Baton Rouge boys coming in 7 days. So they have got troops arriving. The Western Recruiting Depot. We've got quite a lot of troops lined up coming in here. 11,100. But, I mean, we're going to need them. We've got Deering's artillery coming from the Arizona territory. They're going to be 51 days. So that's like a long-term recruiting, really. We've got the Cazadores Español under William R. Scurry. And they were requested by Christian ZJ2US. I don't know why YouTube started putting usernames through like that, but Christian, there is your unit. We've got the East Tennessee Legion under Cheatham. They were requested by Grimlock. Thanks for your request, Grimlock, and there's your guys. They're going to be 23 days. We've got the Pressburger Foot Hussars. And I've given them Jerome Robertson. He's a pretty decent commander. He's quite famous. Veteran of the Mexican War. Volunteer. You know, he's pretty good. He's going to get much better, I think. But if you don't want him, do just let me know, and I'm happy to change that over. The Pressburger Foot Hussars were requested by Toby 01 SK41. So they are Toby. And then I think the rest of the guys are just like random units. Yeah, Mississippi Volunteers under Richard Griffiths. How long are they going to be? 17 days. Kershaw's regiment, so some cavalry, much needed. They're going to be 17 days. Just a small regiment, 375 men. Some artillery here, Clanton and Thomas. And then we've got the Greenbow Raiders, who I have no idea who requested these guys, but there they are. I can't find your comment anywhere. Greenbow Raiders, John H. Forney, fighting out of Alabama. So, you know, Forrest Gump's boys, I guess. And they're going to be 42 days. Over to the east. We're going to have about 3,200 men under Magruder here at Beverly. Ruggles Brigade recruiting in here, 20 days away. We've got Colonel George B. Cosby with a regiment of West Virginia cavalry coming in as well, 57 days, so a while for those boys. Moving across, we've got the Shenandoah force, about 10,000 men, going to be 13,300 under Johnston out here in the Shenandoah Valley. We've got Beauregard with his 16,800 men, which will soon be somewhere around 19,000. The Hampton Division, which is currently under Pendleton. I moved Magruder across to be commander in the western part of Virginia. And we're recruiting about 9,600 men into the Virginia Recruiting Depot. We've got the 1st Virginia Irish Brigade under John H. Kelly. We've got the Fredericksburg Home Guard under Isaac R. Trimble. These guys are from Georgia. He did want them from Virginia, but I only had enough guys from Virginia to equip a cavalry regiment, really, so unfortunately, as discussed, we'll probably change them over at some point in the future. Anyway, we've got the North Carolina Volunteers coming in under Iverson. Yeah, we've got Jackson's regiment. This is the regiment of Virginia Cavalry, so 500 guys. And we've got some artillery coming from Virginia, 90 guys again. So, I mean, there's only tiny numbers available from Virginia. And we've got a Hood's Brigade coming from South Carolina, but they're all going to be a little while. We're talking 13 days for those boys, 10, 24, 14, 15, 28, and 19. So a couple, 2 to 3 weeks for most of them. Now, that's the overview more or less done with. I recruited another brigade of infantry into the Florida Army, just down here. I mean, I'm going to disperse them out somewhere. I just thought I would split the recruiting up a little bit. So we're going to move up here, and hopefully force Kentucky to secede. Like, I don't know if that does happen when you take Louisville. I really can't remember, but I think it certainly puts you in good stead for that. What we'll do here, one of these infantry brigades is going to join the Army of the Northwest, which I'm not going to rename it. I hate that Army of the Northwest. I'm just going to call it the Western Virginia Division. So one of these brigades, probably Hood's brigade, is going to join these guys over here and flesh this out to about 6,000-7,000 men. The rest of the guys are going to join the East Virginia Corps or the Shenandoah Force, either or. However, I've noticed that the Army of Northeastern Virginia with 27,000 men is on the move. They've boarded trains. So I think they're coming for Winchester. I'm sure of it. And the 10,000 men under Johnston can't stop him there. So what we'll do, we're going to be a bit controversial. I'm going to burn this depot down. So there's lots of ammunition, uniforms, weapons, all sorts of stuff here, forage. I'm going to abandon this because I don't want them falling into Union hands. We're going to pull out towards Manassas with Johnston's force and link these guys together. That way, they're a much more viable force because we've got 12,000 men here under the Department of Pennsylvania. We've got the Army of Northeastern Virginia. And if they do move across to the Shenandoah Valley, like the lower end of the valley up here in the northern bit, what I might do, I might push Beauregard up to see if we can take on this force, this 12,000 men, which is usually under Patterson. And we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so that was me thinking. My initial thought was to move the Eastern Virginia Corps across here and fight in the Shenandoah Valley, but I think we can just let them have Winchester for now. If we pull these guys out of here, it's possible we can just leave the Shenandoah force right here while the Eastern Virginia Corps pushes up and takes on the Department of Pennsylvania. I mean, it's a possibility. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about doing that. Or we just hold our defensive posture. I mean, readiness is okay, but not amazing. We are waiting on some troops to arrive still. 8 days. Oh, 1st Georgia Sharpshooters have changed their name as requested. These guys are going to be here in 3 days. But yeah, this is how we're going to start this. I'm going to burn this. I'm going to burn this down because I think it's. I mean, it's controversial, I know, but I feel like it's for the best. We're going to hop on the trains. I think. Which one's train? I don't even know how you can tell. That must be the train, yeah. We're going to hop these guys on the train, push back into the Manassas area, and then I really do feel like we need to push forward with Beauregard and maybe take on Patterson and just see what happens. Okay, so we've got Albert Sidney Johnston pushing up here towards Louisville. We're going to hold our ground while we recuperate in northwestern Arkansas. We've got a lot of disabled troops here, and this force is pretty small. So let's press play and see what happens. I'm interested to see what happens in this area. I mean, either way, moving Johnston across here makes sense to me because if that force comes down and hits us at Manassas, we will be joined up to fight them. If he comes over here and takes Winchester, that's fine. We can always take it back. And we've denied them the supply. Okay, so let's press play. They are on the move, so where are they going to go? That's the question. They've gone along the river. I mean, this is honestly, there's no way these troops could ford these rivers like that so quickly. Move by boat. I mean, where are the transports that are shifting these 30,000 Union troops and 20 guns? Their horses and everything. You know what I mean? Laughable. Okay, so we are moving out of here. Let's just have a look at the overall scenario. Have we started moving over here? Yes, we have. He's boarded his trains and is moving up north. Excellent. About a week for these guys. A couple of days for some of them. Buchanan destination Gulf Raiding Squadron. Oh, nice. So that's the little squadron we made out here. Let's get them blockading these trade nodes. A Don't know how effective they're going to be. I mean, in 3 tiny little ships. Let's give them another little boat. We have issued bonds as well, which is not good news for our credit rating. So they've kind of stopped here. Maybe they don't fancy going across at all. I'm going to take a bit of a gamble, and I'm going to see if we can take on Patterson. I would like to take him on. And it's still going to leave us 10,000 men to guard the Shenandoah. The Manassas Junction. Will they press down and take Winchester? That's the question. Or has he abandoned it since we've moved? Just before we do, let's have a quick look at these guys. Make sure we've got decent equipment, or as decent as we can. Yeah, I'm not blown away by the equipment. Might be too early for the first Georgia sharpshooters to join us here. 2 days away, but if they come, then they can take part in that battle, of course. Yeah. Weapons is a definite problem. We've got nothing, as you can see. Something I will actually do, I'm going to build a prison camp. It does cost quite a lot of money, 3.6 million, but we haven't got any, so I want to build that somewhere with a decent workforce. So let's go ahead and build that. I'm going to build it just outside of Williamsburg, just down here. It cost us 2.6 million. I thought it was supposed to be more than that, but that's okay. 28 days for that to be ready. So obviously prisoners we take from any upcoming fights won't be stored there, but that's alright. He's on the move by train again. Where's he going to go? He's heading down into the valley, or up the valley rather, and we're heading north, taking on Patterson. That could be a good little thing for us, I guess. Beauregard's readiness is up a bit more as well. Johnston has arrived. The issue with Beauregard's forces, he's got no cavalry yet. I should have moved some across, but I think it's okay. Yeah, looks like Gordon's boys will arrive a little too late for this fight. If it comes to a fight, I mean, Patterson might pull out. Johnston making decent time here up into Kentucky. Have we stopped to capture Alexandria? I hope not. No, we're going to march straight on. And it's gone into this kind of defensive fight. That's not what we want. So I'm going to take this to the map. 16,800 troops for us. No cavalry. He's got no cavalry either. 16 guns. We've got 9, but, you know. Let's see what happens here. It's Beauregard versus Patterson just outside of Washington, D.C. Our scouts report the enemy is near the Chesapeake and Ohio Canal, District of Columbia, and our armies prepare for battle. We are facing the Department of Pennsylvania under Robert Patterson with a strength of 12,000 men and 16 guns. The enemy army is green. Morales report be eager. Reports indicate their supply is outstanding. Our supply is also outstanding. We are on the offensive, as to be expected. We are attacking here, which is just fine. The Union is going to hold Oak Grove, and we're going to push for that. We're going to have to fight an offensive battle. The terrain on the flanks looks a bit favourable to the defender. It's quite flat, but a lot of trees. However, we don't have that much artillery anyway, so probably we should be okay. We're going to fight around the Oak Grove post office and a shoemaker's shop, I guess. Or maybe it's shoemaker's farm, whatever it is. Morale's looking pretty even, 68.9 each, which is not too bad. we've got Hughie's artillery, 12-pound howitzers, and 10-pound parrots. So we actually have 9 guns. Is that what it said we had? I can't remember. Anyway, whatever it is. Then we've got the 1st Division here under James Longstreet, 7,800 men. Edward Johnston with the 5th Brigade. With us with the 4th Brigade. The Royal Black Watch under Bonham. We've got Mahoney's Virginia Volunteers. David R. Jones with the 3rd Brigade. The 6th Brigade under Early, and those guys are in Kirby Smith's division. Then we've got Ewell's division on our left flank, which might not stay there. We've got the French Legion, did well in the last battle. We've got the 8th Brigade, and we've got the 2nd Brigade. Just some basic deployment. I mean, there's not really a lot to do. Let's get started with day 1. We're starting the fight at 16:26, so chances are there's not going to be that much action on the first day, but we'll get into place as much as we can. We'll move up slowly-ish. We'll get these guys moving. One of the things I like about attacking in this game is that you can kind of take your time a little bit and get your guys in position how you want them, and then execute your plan. Whereas when you're defending, you're kind of on the back foot, and it's up to the enemy to make the move. Obviously. It's almost 1800 hours. We're getting into position here. Most of our guys have come up. I'm assuming he's going to be kind of set up defensively here using this little hill. We'll try and use this left fork road maybe to strike him on the flank if we can. Yeah, so I'm sending Kirby Smith's division out to the right. 4,500 men. Let's see if we can swing them around. It'll be better once we know where the enemy is, but it'll be nighttime soon, so the second day will start. We don't want to be too far spread out. No, we haven't spotted them at all. We'll send some skirmishers out to see if we can maybe get some eyes on the enemy. Yeah, we see some of them. Some of their skirmishers are out. Okay. So it looks like their defences are pretty much where I thought they were going to be, but I mean, not that they were ever going to be realistically anywhere else. Guns in the rear. Infantry lined up like you would expect. 1, 2, 3, 4 brigades of infantry with a couple of batteries of artillery. They're rearranging slightly. Ooh, looks like I've got quite a few brigades of infantry actually, not just 4. It's already 8 PM. I'm not gonna bother with an attack at this time. Federal morale is a little higher than ours now. I don't know, maybe it's because they hold the objective, but whatever it is. End of day, okay. Troops have been resupplied. Let's continue. And let us set our boys up and hope that the enemy is still in that same sort of position. So we're concentrating most of our forces here. We've got Kirby Smith out on the flank still, which hopefully they have not detected. Good, good, good. Okay. Yeah, that's not so good. Can't get any kind of shot with the artillery. That's always frustrating in this game. The artillery is so unrealistic. Okay, let's just see what happens here. It's D2, let's go. We can't see anything or anyone. Good start. But we are, of course, taking anti-artillery fire, which is just par for the course in this game. We can see them at least. We are returning fire. Let's move these howitzers up. Maybe we can get some shots going with them. The rifle artillery is firing all right. Bonham's Mississippi Armed Infantry are going to let their skirmishers come out. And their range should hopefully help us out a little bit. Kirby Smith's boys are moving up on the flank. They've got some exposed artillery on their left flank, so maybe we're going to get the French Legion's skirmishers out as well, because they've got Mississippi's too, and get them firing on that exposed flank. So pushing up here, pushing up, pushing up. They've got rifles. Our men are taking fire. So Barton's division, Ewell's division is going to swing into this flank. Longstreet's men are doing the central hold, and Kirby Smith's boys are going to swing into their left flank. trying to keep their attention on these skirmishers while Kirby Smith moves into position. Moving some skirmishers down to try and push us back. I guess because he's caused them some problem on the flank. Not much problems, but a little. Okay, we are moving into position. Shifting some troops across, excellent. Edward Johnson's going to move up. We keep this pressure up. If you watch my videos for any kind of amount of time, you'll know that I'm not the best at attacking at all. Not even close, so I'm always pleased when things go right, even if it's just a little bit right. Not that I'm saying it's going right yet, but it feels like it's getting there. pressure up. Keep the pressure up. Keep going, boys. Again, these Mississippi rifles from the long range have been really, really good. Nice. So we're going to keep rolling into this flank. Early's brigade's going to watch these guys up here because there are two Union brigades. We're keeping this pressure going. Going to swing around still with Kirby Smith. Have taken the objective. Early struggling a little bit here, but we send up support in the form of Jones. Keep it going, boys. Holmes again nervous. He didn't perform very well in the last battle, Holmes. I mean, obviously he's not performed well, but he's, you know, not amazing. He's away. Oh. Early's away as well. Oh my gosh. So I shouldn't have said things were going well, should I? Because they're not going well now at all. Fight. Enemy's retreating. Okay, this was a hard fight. I did enjoy it though. Whew. Intense. When those two brigades broke, I thought we were done for a moment. Decent job done by all, except for Holmes. I'm going to say Holmes didn't do very well at all. Didn't exactly call himself in glory. However, on the whole, it was a tough assignment, I suppose. Nice, and this is a major victory. Excellent. 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 This is exactly what I wanted from this. I wanted to catch Patterson, and I wanted to do him over. Here's Patterson by himself now, just riding around. Oh no. Awesome. 1,900 casualties for 3,500 for them. A major Confederate victory just outside of Washington. I won't take Washington, not just because I think it'll be difficult, but because I don't want to scupper the campaign already. So I'm going to withdraw from Washington, basically, for the moment, because I think it'll ruin the game if I take Washington now. Beauregard, nice job. 2,000 casualties, 3,500. I mean, if you're attacking, you're always going to take heavy casualties, so I'm quite happy with that. Let's hope we've picked up some decent equipment as well, which is obviously important. Colonel Mahoney's become famous and is an inspiration for his men. Excellent. They did very well on that right flank, on our right flank, attacking the Union left. The enemy suffered 3,471 casualties, 473 killed, 562 captured. Their morale is unstable. We lost 1,919 men, 271 killed, 352 missing. Morale's confident, supply situation good. We captured 2,000 rifles and 10 guns. 556 soldiers have been paroled, because remember, we haven't built that prison camp yet, which is a bit of a annoyance, but you know, I'm going to leave it pause for the moment. Let's take a quick look at the weapons, see what we captured. See if there's anything obvious. Yep, we've got some Springfield rifle muskets now. Almost got 2,000 of those. Excellent. 2 Napoleons. Handful of Springfield muskets as well, which we were down to 4,000 of those. Or 5,000 or something. But yeah, nothing really amazing, but could be worse. So basically, we denied them the supply in the Shenandoah. I mean, he can take Winchester if he wants. It doesn't really matter. We're not going to take Washington. I think that would be a mistake for the campaign. For the moment, I'm going to leave that here. That was a nice little battle. A good counter-attack, I think. A decent strategy. If you don't think so, let me know. Or if you think that was pretty good, also let me know. I do like to have a little bit of praise here and there. But anyway, that's it for episode 4. Look out for episode 5 next Monday. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you're having a great day, whatever you're doing, and I will catch you later.